Let's go over the barbell hip thrust. First, I like to start with an acclimation set with no weight at all. You can use an actual hip thrust setup as such, or you can just use a regular bench. The biggest thing to be aware of with your setup is your knees and shoulders should be at the same height when you reach tabletop. Also, you want to make sure that your knees make a 90-degree angle. When you add the barbell, here is what the movement looks like. Notice how my chin stays tucked to my chest the entire time and my vision is on the same spot in front of me. The bench lies just beneath my shoulder blades and I pivot my entire body and my entire trunk about that point. Pretend your entire upper body is a plank of wood and you have to seesaw around that point on your back. When you're finished with your set, you can come down to the floor and roll the bar out in front of you. Be sure to use a barbell pad or a sweatshirt or towel on your lap to protect your hips. The bar should fall right at the crease of your hips where you fold, and your hands should be on either side of the barbell the entire movement to maintain balance of the bar. Remember to brace your core and exhale as you exert force and push the weight upward. It is equally important to control the weight on the upward and downward motions. One of my favorite tips for foot placement is to slide your heel up to your knee and then match your other foot to that. This will help guarantee a 90-degree angle when you tabletop. You may need to get a little creative in order to make sure that your knees and shoulders are at the same height with the equipment available to you. At this particular gym, I had to use a box on the floor, and my feet were on a squat rack, but they weren't high enough, so I had to put a plate underneath my feet. If you do not have a barbell available to you, you can start by using a curling bar, pick it up with neutral spine, and then sit on the bench, and slowly lower yourself down using your hands on the bench. It is still very important to use a barbell pad on your hips to protect your bones. Since the weight does not tap the floor in the bottom position, just make sure that you control the entire motion and that you don't just quickly jump back and forth, changing directions. Lastly, one of my favorite variations to add to the hip thrust is the Cass glute bridge, which is basically just a half range of motion or mini pulse at the top of the hip thrust. This is phenomenal for a glute burnout, especially at the end of a set. To get out of this movement, you can sit down on the floor and raise one end of the bar, or you can come to your knees and let the bar fall in front of you.